show here on the 16th of May, 2022. We got kind of a slightly overcast sky. Beautiful, sun feels great. We had a heck of a good rain last night. Cleaned some of the stuff up. Guys are working better. I better walk. Come on, Shakes. Better get away from the radio. I wouldn't want to get copyrighted. But didn't look at too much of the news. But of course, they got all these shootings going on all over in the States. Mass shootings, and the news media will sensationalize it. And this is all just geared to get people to agree to remove the firearms. And these guys might just do it anyway. They'll just try to pass more laws. You know, it's just absolutely ridiculous. I had a lefty person I know say, well, what does somebody need a 30-round magazine for? Well, I'll tell you what, if you're sitting out at your farm one day and you've got your 10 rounds and 50 people show up to come get you, yeah, I would much rather have a 30-round clip myself. And I also wonder too, what the government's going to do. How are they going to, they're going to enforce this stuff? And they always seem to get minions, guys. They're always, you look what happened way back years and years ago with them fellas. They get, like, though I guess they were brown shirts. They get people to do this because they figure they're going to be in power, and there's plenty of them. You look at, I watch a lot of these channels where they're showing these cops abusing their power, and my goodness, the more you just keep finding more and more channels on the same stuff. And these guys, they don't know the laws and the Constitution, and they're enforcing stuff. They're not out there to protect you. They're just basically tax collectors, it seems now. And they say, oh yeah, but there's some good ones. Well, it looks pretty much anymore that there's not that many good ones. They'll come up there. These they're armed guys, and they're going to take your money for something. Crime. I always thought a crime had to be where there was a victim. You know what I mean? And these guys will just kill you for your money. They don't know the laws, or they just pretend they don't, and they coerce you into stuff. I just watched one here where the dude he just won a huge amount of money, but it was a few years back where he was just protesting on the sidewalk, legal, and they threw him down and arrested his butt. It was all on film. You got to have other people filming it. The cameras are a really good thing. I would have liked to seen people with cameras on these dang shootings. I still think some of them they're set up and not real. A lot of this stuff the government does, it's all propaganda. And that's just seeming what they do. They're going to try to take all this stuff off. I just had a great friend tell me that they did a thing out in Ohio where there's no CCW anymore. CCP, I guess it is concealed carry permit. You don't have to have that. You're a citizen in good standing. You carry concealed, however you want. But I see a lot of these guys. They get harassed. If you're a dang cop on the street and some guy's walking down the street with his Mini 14 or something like that, and it's legal, why would you even go bother him? Why would you even go anywhere near him? That's just, to me, it's ridiculous. And you have to have some sort of crime, and I personally think some of these guys are crimes. So these will be the guys that jump in to smash your rights, and it's a shame. Another little note that I saw. I'm trying to look at the bright side of things here. I just saw a thing with the new guy that's in, and he was talking about the schools. Of course, he put his VP in charge of that, which that would be good. And he's wanting to get some non-teaching people to help the teachers. Now, I hope the curriculum gets good. You know what I mean? I hope they don't keep teaching a bunch of garbage. I have noticed here. Come here. Meathead. It's far. The schools here are far behind. I hope he really looks into that and this stuff. Hope they get rid of this. This face diaper these poor kids got to wear. My daughter has to wear it, and to go. And it's. when is this thing going to end? And I think they're going to push it hard again. You look at this stuff with Gates. Why, these billionaires, they're just pushing their agendas. Look at this. They made this big shortage on baby formula, which you shouldn't be giving your kid that crap anyway. Read the label. My goodness, just read the stupid label on there. And now he's got a new thing. Him and a bunch of those billionaire guys, they all invested $325 million or something into making baby food. Ooh, and be genetically modified, probably be full of more crap than what's already in it in the first place. So these guys they're just all about money. You're just a tax cattle. They don't want you doing well. They want to keep doing well. And what do they? It gets to the point where when you have so much money, when you say it's enough, Well, with these guys, it's never enough. They want it all, guys. They get on there and talk about the desodulation of the world and to keep it at 500 million manageable levels, and they want these meek people, to be the only ones left, so that the servants, you might say. Guys, if you're not seeing all this stuff that's going on, it's just crazy, and they feed you such a big line of garbage. You look at 9/11. I still have people telling me, "Oh no, that was real. The building pancake, blah blah blah, and all this stuff." Sorry, I can't. I don't know how to argue. I don't know how to argue with somebody. It's like when you get accused of doing something that you've never done. What argument can you have? It's crazy. But this thing, when that was going on back then, that was the biggest pile of baloney. It wasn't even a good job. Hollywood does a much better job of faking things. And the government, they got their guys to put that thing together. It was so fake. It was absolutely so fake. They actually had the one plane came in, the second one came in, hit the building, and they showed the nose cone coming out the other side because somebody forgot to, do something right. And of course the steal. So this is what they're doing, and a lot of these things in the country, on the news media, the best thing you could do is just shut that crap off. Shut it off. Don't even look at it. If there would have been no news media, there would have been no pandemic. It wouldn't have happened, guys. Where were all these body bags? That's what I'm wondering. Where? It just never happened. But they're still pushing it, and I think they're going to push it again. I think that's just my opinion, but I think they're going to go on a full court press on this thing morning, on a full court press to push it some more, and feed you this line. And I sure do hope a lot of people wake up and push back, because it's all a bunch of crap. It's all about them making money and controlling you. That's it, plain and simple. So I sure hope folks are getting enlightened and waking up a little bit. I never bought this damn thing from the beginning. A couple years ago when it started, I wasn't buying it then. I buy it even less now. I mean, it's just such a pile of garbage, guys. So much of the stuff. And I remember when the Twin Towers thing went on, and I was like, oh, this is a bunch of baloney. And I had people, oh no, and just that was it. Didn't want to talk to me no more. Oh, you're crazy. We got to go get them towel heads. We got to go get all those guys. Well, sure, they want to keep you at a constant state of war and have an enemy other than them, see? They want to focus your mind on some other imaginary enemy. I remember when I was a real young guy, there was a Muslim husband and wife, and they had a little tiny restaurant, and I used to go there in the morning because it was like 75 cents, and you got a couple eggs, toast with jelly, a couple pieces of bacon, or some sort of a meat. They had sausage or something like that, and sometimes the eggs scrambled, like that. Those were some really great people, super nice people. And then what would happen was I'd go to give my money if the wife was there, she just wouldn't take it, and she'd say, "Oh, don't tell my husband." And she'd give me a little bag of like baon for my lunch because I was on my way to work. I'd go straight from work, and then the next day it would be the guy, the husband, and I'd go to pay my money when I was done, and he wouldn't take it. He'd put his hand over mine, and he'd give me a bag of lunch and said, "Don't tell my wife." Nicest folks I ever met. They were just super good people. But see, they want to demonize. They want to demonize these people against you, or they want to split you up because of a color or something like that. You watch little kids play. You watch little babies play. I don't care what you put in there. You could put every damn race on the planet in there, and what are these little kids gonna do? They're gonna play together. It's only when they're taught to hate that's when they learn that. See, they're taught that in your schools. A lot of the schools. This is what I started on with the new guy here. You need to really take a close look, and as a parent, you got to look at your schools. You have to be careful of what they're pumping in your kids. And now you look at this stuff with what they're doing with these trans and all this kind of stuff, teaching little tiny kids in school that's none of their business. It's none of their damn business. They make a big fuss that they can't teach any kind of religion, but yet they're going to teach that. And guys, it's a religion with these people. You know, it's just another little gear in this, or tooth in this big massive gear of their plans to take over everything. Guys, you gotta start looking at this stuff, and this has just been this huge plan for a long time. And I think it's going to have to take some sort of a rev, like rev your engine, illusion, to stop it. I mean, they're not stopping. It's not. I always see these laws. One of the things, having the gun shop, I hated how they keep making these new gun laws all the time, another new gun law. And what happens is they'll do it, and they'll do it, and do it, and then there's this pushback. People say, enough's enough. So you know what they'll do? They'll step back. They'll step back because they got time. And then what do? When that blows over, they start pushing it again. They'll push it again. And then these things that are happening right now, I personally think these mass shootings, this is all CIA operatives and doing things with chemicals into people's mind to make them nutty, and programming people, or just paying somebody outright. It's this big, I heard a guy say it's a big cabal. And this sounds like it. Just absolutely sounds like it. They got to keep us at each other's throats for one reason or another. And then we don't look at them. I mean, I can see it. I can see this, but it just baffles me how so many other people just can't. And they sit there in front of TV, and it's like Fox News. Okay, and they got their wonderful people. Oh, Tucker Carlson, he's such a nice guy. Fox News, I thought, was a big pile of crap. It's owned by the same people. Big pile of crap, guys. Now they don't want to put the 1999 plus 1 and the little animal that looks like a horse. They don't want to do anything with that. Nothing. Guys, if you can't see they're in on this with them, that should be front page. Maxwell thing should have been front page. All this stuff, this stuff with Wiener in his lap, should have been front page. They had all this stuff for years and years, and they're not doing it. Now they say, CNN's bought by somebody else, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, they'll let, Satan puts out truth along with his fiction, with his lies. To make things sound credible. That's exactly what happens. And if there's a pushback, they back off. I got time. They want to control the world. They got all kinds of time. So, just guys, look into this stuff. Some days I just sit back. I've been getting people hitting me up, and some people will call them trolls. I still talk to some folks. Hit them on the messenger, and I just can't believe it. I'm getting to the point where I know what I believe to be true, and these guys got their thing, what they believe to be true, and there's just no changing them. It was like one time, and so I agree with that. I don't hate them for it. I don't hate him for it, but sometimes these libs hate you because of what you believe. See, there's a difference there. But I have a Muslim buddy, and he wanted to convert me to Islam. No, there's no way you could ever do that in your entire life, because I don't believe it to be true. Now, does he hate me for it? No. Could I convert him to be a Christian? Could be, maybe. But I'm telling you right now, he's not going to convert me to being a Muslim, that's for sure. So, but I still talk to him. I like the guy. I don't have a problem with him. But I don't think the government's like that. they gotta find this big enemy. And you look in the States how they, all these wars they do. It just makes me sick of these wars. I didn't want anything to do with that. Look at all these wars. Vietnam, what the heck? Who cares? That's their business. They're a sovereign nation. They want to do that, and we're fighting communism and all that. Well, let them fight it out. Now they're sending all this money to Ukraine, and I don't believe that's to help. That's to cover. That's a big cover money. Then they got all this money. It's supposed to be $40 billion. They've sent bunches over there already. Well, wait a minute. What the heck? You got people in the U.S., you got people living on the street. You look at some of these big cities, they're falling apart. It's horrible. And they're going to go send stuff over there, and then you see these leaders going over there for photo ops. They don't have no bulletproof vests on and helmets and all that kind of stuff. They're walking in the streets free as a daisy. That's got to tell you something. And the other thing that got me with this is, look at all the bad actors that are for it. The same usual suspects, guys. These same people. That's when I read off the bat, I was like, nope. And who's the biggest donor to the Clinton Foundation? Ukraine, because it's a kickback. Okay. And then you looked at the man in charge over there. They got him on tape. Yeah, well, if you don't fire this prosecutor and get our guy in, you're not going to get that $1 billion. And then he brags about it. Hey, guess what? Boom, that guy was gone. It's on tape. They've got him. And what do they do about it? Nothing. Media ain't going to put that out for everyone to see. You got to dig and find it somewhere. And you look at old Bummer, some of the stuff this guy said. I put a dang thing on the Facebook about a speech he gave about how people are so small-minded, and boom, they put a thing right over the top. Our fact checkers did all this, blah, blah, blah. And some of it, I've had some stuff I put up that were coming right from their own mouths. It wasn't me saying anything. It was them, and guess what? I got kicked off for a while. Yeah. So they're controlling this narrative, guys. If you don't see that, it really sucks. I'm doing a lot of stuff on Telegram, putting a lot of stuff up, and again, they kicked me off of Facebook again. I wish I could get a phone that didn't have any of it. I know that Rob Braxman Tech, he's got a channel. I'd like to have one of those phones, but I'm actually to the point now, I'd like to just totally get rid of the phones and just, get a dumb phone or something like that. Just get rid of them. Don't really need them. My wife and I were sitting in the one night, and on the phone, it was off. I had charged it. My old phone, it won't charge when it's off. But then at nighttime, when it's done charging, I shut it off. It was laying on the thing, and kids were sleeping. And this is a while back. We were talking about tents. And okay, and her phone, I think, was upstairs. It wasn't even anywhere near. And we were talking about tents and which one we were going to buy. And that's okay. Yeah, we're going to need a bigger tent, that's for sure. And we did get one. But guess what? When I woke up the next morning, I had nothing but ads for tents on my phone. Loads of them. Every time I opened something, there was an ad for a tent. So that's kind of scary. And then you look at this. I don't remember, it was Assange or something. I was talking to Wes yesterday. He came for a visit, and he was saying something about that guy would take his camera off his phone and take the microphone out, and then if he had to have a call, he had a external mic he would plug in, and that keeps him from hearing and everything like that. And you turn your phones off, guys. They're not off. I don't care what you say. They can still listen to you and hear you. And it's like all this Alexa stuff that everybody's got in there. I don't know. That's a surveillance. I remember watching an interview with that little toe-headed dude for Facebook, and he was saying, "Oh yeah, it's so funny. They just give us the information. We don't got to go try to get it. People just give it." And I think folks should be real careful with their information. You know, I do this channel. I have one phone. I don't even have a SIM card. I use it just for making the videos and stuff like that, and the Facebook it'll go. I do think if I do decide to get another phone, it'll be a de-Googled, and try to get rid of as much of that stuff as I can, because they're, you know, look at what's happening. If the proverbial poo-poo hits the fan, they'll have your info if you got a phone with you. I mean, if it comes to fisticuffs and you got to be a certain spot, they're going to have you pinpointed and send in a strike. It'll be easy for them. And how soon will people give up after stuff like that gets around? You know what I mean? And I think it's starting to come to that. I think it's, you know, if it doesn't, all's lost, guys. They'll just run roughshod over us, and that's just going to be it. But I do remember in 1776 I read a really good article on that, and it was only 1% of the folks were totally against it, and you know, it was rich folks, but and they rallied the folks around them to get this thing stopped that was going on. Did it really? Because I understand where, you know, the U.S. is a corporation. I'd like to see it get rid of that. But I think a lot of the disinformation, this Gacera, and, you know, all this pie in the sky with Q and the Don coming back and all this, you know, the information is there if you want to go get it, but it's not there for you to just see it on your regular news channels. That should have been top information on the TV. These talking heads on there are just nothing but paid actors, if you ask me. That's all they are. They spout the same crap all over the country to get you to feel and do a certain way, and it's heartbreaking, guys. It's really heartbreaking. I hope a lot of more folks wake up. So there's my blab today, excuse me, and I'm going to go ahead and let you go. But it is a fantastic day. Got a slight breeze. The sun feels great, and my little sweetheart went back to school today, which I love to see her. She gets all dressed up and gets her hair fixed, and you know, she gets ready to go. She got a color coordinate herself, and she's doing really good with that. And she knows how to pick her clothes good now, and she's a beautiful little doll. And we'll pick her up at 11:30. She'll be done, and you know, we hope that it's good. We try to look over all the stuff that they're teaching her. I personally think, though, in the schools, sorry I'm still going on about this, I think in the schools, one of the things that happen, and I've seen this before and it happened with me, when you know something, they keep the class at the slowest person. You know, and then you get these kids that already got it. They start getting bored. They start acting out because they already know this stuff and they're tired of it. You know, it happened to me, and it's like, oh, come on. It was like my son. The same thing happened with him. He's a smart kid, super smart kid. And school, he was acting out and acting a fool and all that. And you know, I asked him, what's going on? Well, I already know this stuff. You know, why are they keeping on the same stuff? And I said, well, drill and repetition. He says, yeah, but you don't drill and repetition for a couple years, you know. And he just got fed up. And finally, with the trouble we were having with them, because I spoke my mind, we pulled him out and put him in private. And it was expensive, but guess what? He excelled there. He did fantastic, because as he was learning stuff, they piled more on. You know, kids are a sponge. They'll learn. They will learn. God gives them that they can learn. Look at what they used to teach kids. I keep going on about this. Sorry, I'm going on again, but I'm going to go on with this. But I have to tell you, we had a radio announcer in the town I lived in, and he had a test. And he said, I'd like everybody to take this test. I'm going to let it run for a couple months. And he put the test online, and I failed it. I got like I think a 46. They had college professors failed it. with the grading system. Their grading system was 100% was just an A. There was none of this A plus and A for effort and all that. 99 was a B, 98 was a C, 97 you failed, and 96 you failed also. So I took that test. Nobody out of the few thousand people that took the test passed it. And guess what? It was a test to leave the 6th grade in the New York City School District in 1912 to go to high school. And boy, if that don't open up your eyes, guys, how they've dumbed the kids down. You can feed them tons of information and they'll suck it up. I look at my little ones here, stuff I showed them about, like with the tools and different things that I do, my forte. They remember it. Mumu comes up with stuff, I can't believe he remembers it. He does, though. Even when I was a kid, I don't remember too much before I was 4. This little guy does now. So I keep hammering this stuff in on him. I'm gonna keep at it and keep at it. And I'd like to, one of the things, best thing you could do is make sure your kids really know how to read and understand what they're reading. And they're going to do good, because if you don't know how to do something, you can read about it. And look at the internet now. All the information on the internet. Anything you want to know, you want to be something, you don't got to go to one of these stupid universities that are run by these ultra libs that are just going to indoctrinate you. You can learn it now on the internet. Somebody's got it. Somebody's got a YouTube vlog about how to do a certain thing. It's on there. It's right there, guys. You can find it. And I'm getting to the point now where I think school is a waste of time. You see these young kids coming out of college with this huge debt load. And I don't get it. Why are these schools so expensive? And I 100% don't think somebody should graduate college to be a teacher. Because they've been indoctrinated and they want to teach this way. I personally still, to this day, think that the teachers should be retired people that want to give something back, somebody who made their way in the world in their particular field, and that's the guy you need teaching you. Somebody who's been in the real world, not somebody who reads it from a textbook that says this is the way it should be, and this is how it is because of something that they've never really felt. Because there's a lot of guys out there, smart guys that made their fortunes, that say that's baloney. That doesn't work. You can't do it that way. This is the people you need in the schools. Now here in this country, my goodness, the teachers make nothing. And I've even seen where the teachers, they're using some of their own money to buy just so the kids got the stuff. They say it's a poor country. It's not. It's a rich country, but they don't put the money where it should go. And the one thing I liked about this new guy in here, that he had an interview. My wife put it on. A lot of it was in Tagalog, but she was telling me what was going on. And he came out and said, he was having a talk with his wife. Hey, they could have went back to the U.S. and lived it up. He's wealthy. He said, no, I want to come back and help the place out. Now, I hope he doesn't turn red or anything like that, because there's talk of that. But I got to sit and wait and see. And I hope he does well with the schools. I hope his number 2, who's supposed to be in charge of that, does a good job. And somebody who's a mother, Mama Bear. And if they can get in there and she can whip things around here, there's no reason, there shouldn't be a lot of investment in this country. I always said it could be the Tiger of the Orient, because you got people willing to work and do a good job. And these guys are just some serious workers. I'm telling you, they're good workers. And this could be the Tiger of the Orient, guys. This could be. But the thing I think happened in the past was, they're keeping them down. They're keeping this place down. I don't know the forces that are actually doing it, but it's much more than just the people here. Because this place could really be something. Absolutely could be one of the jewels of the whole world. I look up in the sky at night and I see the crescent moon that's supposed to be sideways. It's smiling. It's smiling at you. And I do see a lot of businesses going up. You go back over to Carmona where I lived. Holy mackerel, the factories and everything going up. Now, I don't know who's investing in all them. They keep a lot of that stuff kind of hidden. But I don't know. I just hope and pray to the good Lord that He blesses this country and the folks that are running it, and that they do the right thing, because that is absolutely what's needed here. You know, you look at, you know, they demonized the dude that's in. They demonized his father, but I remember the peso was $2 for $1. Now it's 52 for $1. What happened to all that money, guys? You know, who put that in their pocket? That was after he was gone, guys. That was long after this fellow was gone. So what happened? What happened? The robber barons took over? I'm asking. I'm not saying. Got to be careful. I'm just asking. So, okay, I went a little bit long. Rickshaw out.